Welcome to another episode of Hustle Basketball Talk. I'm joined today by professional guard Cameron Gooden. Cam, thank you so much for joining the show.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Of course, man, of course. So to start off, growing up, New Orleans area, Louisiana, and also Frisco, Texas, what age did you fall in love with the game of basketball and really start playing competitively?
I would say, I started playing when I was 3, but when I really got serious, I would have to say middle school, um,
Okay.
6th grade. My dad just kind of pushing me and challenging me and just letting me know, like, if you want to do this, you really can. You just gotta put your all into it.
For sure, man, for sure. And then, as you progressed in your career as a young man, recruiting process coming out of high school, what did that look like for you? And then what ultimately, made you go the JUCO route?
I had some highs and lows with recruiting. I had great numbers all throughout high school. I think what really hurt me was my AAU team. I didn't play on a sponsor team or anything like that, so that kind of was a hindrance in my progress. But I had some low major interest, mid major interest, but nothing that was solid or just felt comfortable for me. So I just thought JUCO was the better route for me.
For sure. And then, you spent time at two different JUCOs, finishing at Kilgore College in Texas. What was that overall JUCO experience like for your 2 seasons?
I think I needed it. It was kind of just shaped me into more of a man on the court and off the court as well. Just learning that it is cutthroat. You gotta, if you really love it, I think it's the perfect place for people to go JUCO. If you really love basketball, you'll find a way and grind it out. So it
For
was
sure.
good.
And what advice would you give to someone, that goes that route trying to make it to a Division I scholarship?
Just to stay patient. I have an untraditional route of making it D1, so just stay patient and control what you can. Just keep putting in the work, keep putting in the hours, because all it takes is one day, one game, one shot. Like you just never know.
Right.
So
You never know what coach is in the gym watching you, right?
exactly.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
on top of that, with you don't know what the next guy next to you knows or what that coach, you don't know who they know.
for
So
sure.
they got a lot of connections. So
That's awesome, man. And then the recruiting process coming out of JUCO, what ultimately made you go to Utah Tech?
still kind of was some highs and lows in my recruiting. I felt like I was one of the better JUCO guards that year. Had a great team, had some great numbers, but I think the opportunity that Dixie State, they're now Utah Tech,
Yeah.
um, first year D1, that was my first year there, and just felt the opportunity. I knew I could come in and earn my minutes and just play as much as I wanted to. So that ultimately led me to that decision.
For sure. And did they tell you that on your recruiting trip that, hey, you're going to come in here and be the starting point guard?
Uh, Not they didn't say that, but they kind of were hinting at it.
Yeah.
And they were honest with me from the jump. I think that's another reason. Like the assistant coach, he called me. He said, "Hey, we have an offer out to a guy. He's kind of flirting back and forth. We're giving him another week, and if not, we're gonna extend your offer." So, just that right there, like that kind of it already captured my attention because I'm big on just like don't sugarcoat nothing, don't beat around the bush. Just let me know what it is, and that's what it was with them. So it was perfect.
Yeah, it's nice when you meet coaches and just people in general who are transparent and keep it real with you because, I mean, basketball is a business at the end of the day. So when someone can really keep it honest, that's really nice.
Yeah, yes, sir. I definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah, for sure. And then what was your experience, right? Being a starting guard for 3 seasons there and being a go-to guy with the ball in your hands on the offensive end.
Man, it was amazing. Just being able to really show my game, like all three levels, both sides of the court, just it shaped myself into becoming a better leader. The coaches did a great job with me, just helping me just find my rhythm and keep my shot consistent, especially this past year.
Yeah.
Like my best year basketball wise, period. Just with my numbers. So yeah, it was amazing.
That's awesome, man. And then, having three really good seasons, specifically, this past season where you averaged over 17 points a game.
Mhm.
What has that transition now been like, going from the D1 collegiate level to being a pro now, playing in England?
It's just I say kind of doing the same stuff I was doing, but just with more sense of urgency, just more reps, doing a little bit more than what I was doing, and just taking it to the next level. And I think it shaped me into transitioning to a good pro. Like I even told my coach, like, I don't want to excuse nothing for me being a rookie. Like, I want to move like a vet. I want to move a certain way. So it shaped me up to be in a pretty good position.
For sure. And being overseas now for about a month, what's your experience been like there, on the court and then also off the court?
On the court, it's been amazing. I have a good role for the team. I could provide a lot for the team, and team kind of looks at me to kind of be that young guy that with energy and just kind of do everything on the court. And off the court, it's been amazing. The community's good. Everything I need is close by from the
Yeah.
stores and clothes, whatever I need. And then London is not too far away, so like that's perfect. I still haven't explored out to London
Yeah.
all the way, but I'm gonna definitely get to that.
For sure, man. Preseason's usually a real grind, so I'm sure you've just been locked in on that.
Yeah, I'm all about business right now.
Yeah.
I got goals and aspirations I want to accomplish. So, all that stuff that's not going anywhere. So,
For sure. And then eventually, you'll get to head out to London and kind of see what that city has to offer.
oh
That's
yeah,
gonna be dope.
oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure.
Very cool. And then, what can we expect to see from you this season on the court?
And just somebody that's hungry. Just hungry to show themselves, and just prove it to myself because I know what I can do.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the opportunity. I'm in a great position. I'm in a great league that's growing rapidly, good
Yeah.
exposure. So I'm just ready to and I'm coming into a team that was, didn't make the playoffs last year. So all of us on the team just have a chip on our shoulders and we just ready to show what we can do this year.
That's awesome, bro. That's nice to have that extra motivation, to be better than last year and, make a playoff appearance and then push hopefully as well. What would you say are your greatest strengths on the floor and that you do bring to the team?
Man, I say just my playmaking. And I'm gonna just say it like that because not just with passion. I think playmaking is just you just making plays. So
Yeah.
whether that's for myself, for my teammates on the defensive end, diving on the floor, boxing out, running through a screen, like. But I would say just definitely my scoring and getting to the paint, passing ability, because my speed is speed kills. So I kind of use my speed and change the pace to my advantage out there on the court.
That's great, bro. And so growing up playing basketball from a young age to now, what's been your favorite basketball memory so far?
Yeah, that's a tough question, man. Uh, I have to say, I caught the only time I've ever dunked with my left hand. Um, my dad's recording one of those tripods, and like
Yeah.
probably that moment because a lot of my friends that I'm friends with now that I didn't know back then were at that game, and yeah, it was just a crazy moment. It was a crazy moment. So
Was,
I put that up there.
was that high school or college?
High school. I
Okay,
was
okay with your left hand.
I was 16. I even got it on the Instagram too. It's still up there. You
That's
have to check it
awesome.
out.
Yeah, I gotta check that out. That's dope. And then off the court, what's your interest? When you're not hooping, when you're not practicing, what do you like to do?
I honestly, as a late, I do a lot of reading, a lot of writing. I'm big on writing down my goals, but I also love to read and just learn about new things. I like to cook. I call myself a chef just because I be messing around like ground beef and some of the simple stuff.
Okay.
But I like to do that. I'm a big video game person too, so I love
Yeah.
2K. Like that's the game.
Yeah.
Just got my PlayStation 5, so I've been on that heavy.
There you go. That helps when you have a lot of free time and the time zones are switched from your friends and family too. So
Yep, yes sir.
yeah, that's good. And what's your like go-to dish to cook in the kitchen?
My go-to dish is probably just ooh, like just some tacos or like burritos.
Okay.
Uh, just because I can do with ground beef or like chicken, I can just make anything with that, or like a salad or a rice
For
bowl,
sure.
like my homemade chipotle.
That's dope. There you go. Save some money too. There you go.
Yeah, fact, exactly. I'm big on saving money too, so yeah,
There you go. Smart man. And so Cam, I like to end the show with what's your why? What's your motivation every day to be the best person you could be?
man, just in my belief system, what God has put me on this earth to do, not only to just go after for what I want, but inspire others as well. And just how I see how my parents, how they struggled and hearing their stories from when I wasn't born until when I was born and how they handle life and how they handle their business. That's what I try to do in the basketball world. So yes,
That's
sir. Just
awesome.
my family and God. Yep.
Hey, that's great purpose right there, bro. That's great. Well, Cam, I really appreciate you taking the time to be a part of the show and really look forward to seeing you have a long and successful professional career.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. Appreciate you for having me, man.